All right, welcome in. So it is early October. I've got the fall market update for Central Ohio. I want to look a little bit at what's happening with interest rates, with inventory levels, and with the rate of home sales. So let's dive into these numbers and talk about what we're seeing in Columbus. Okay, so the first number we're going to look at is absorption rates. Absorption rates have been rising since the spring, and September was the first month that they came back down a little bit. Absorption rates right now, this September, are up 13% from last year, but they're lower than they were this time last month in August. Now, the reason for that is the level of supply. Throughout 2025, we have been up about almost 7% on new listings, but we've been flat with home sales. So we've got more inventory, more supply. Now, the month of September, new listings were down to 2% over last year, which means that that's driving that dip back down in absorption rates. So absorption rates are a measurement of how many homes are on the market and how fast they are selling through the marketplace. The lower the number, the stronger of a seller's market it is. Right in here at 2.5 months supply of inventory is a pretty healthy number. There is competition in the marketplace, but it's not as strong as it has been in the past. The other sign of that is the list price to sales price ratio. So list price to sales price ratio has been declining since it peaked this spring. It's now down to 96.5%. That means that there's just less competition. People are, on average, able to negotiate about 3 to 5% off the list price. Of course, that's not the case for every home. That's why it's an average. We're seeing certain markets, certain locations, certain school districts that are still in quite high demand where we're getting several offers on a listing, and we're seeing other listings that aren't selling and we're negotiating the price down. So it just depends on the scenario that specific property is in. Before we do interest rates, let's look really quickly at home price appreciation. Average and median sales price is up about 3% year over year. So a modest, steady home price appreciation right now as to compare to some of the years previously. As rates come down and affordability increases, you will see that probably come back up slowly over time. Now, let's talk about interest rates. Right now, the average 30-year fixed rate is somewhere between 6.25 and 6.4%. This year we started off at over 7%. So this is the low point so far for the year on the average 30-year fixed rate. Fannie Mae is predicting that we're going to finish out the year about the same as what we're at right now, about 6.3 to 6.4% on average. But they are also predicting that it will come down slowly throughout 2026, and that by the end of 2026, we should see rates around 5.9%. So getting those rates below 6% will be great for the market. Of course, a lot of things could change in the economy, and that could go one way or the other. But I think by and large, most of the expectations and most of the predictions are that we're going to see rates slowly come down throughout the next 12 to 18 months. So that is your fall market update. Thank you for watching, and I will see you guys in the next one.